Welcome to Cooking with Chris. I'm Chris Kendle, Family Consumer Sciences Extension Educator with Ohio State University Extension in Tuscarawas County. And today we're going to be making a pineapple cucumber salsa, which is an excellent complement to the blackened chicken that we're going to make also. So before we get started, we're going to head over and wash hands, and then we'll be all ready to talk about ingredients and how we make our salsa. Okay, so now we're back from washing those hands, getting them all clean, and we're ready to get started on our pineapple cucumber salsa. The salsa is going to take 2 cups of pineapple. I use about just a whole cord pineapple, so I don't really measure that out exactly, but that's about our 2 cups. It takes half of a cucumber. Now, my cucumber that I found at the store today is kind of a small cucumber, and so I'm going to use 1 whole small cucumber. If you're using a large cucumber, use about half of that cucumber. If you really like cucumber, put the whole thing in. We're also going to use a Hungarian hot pepper today. So that Hungarian hot pepper, that's a hotness that my family likes. You can choose what you would like. If you like it a little hotter, go up to that jalapeno or those hotter peppers. If you like it a little milder, you could go down to a bell pepper. You could use a cubanelle. Those are one of my favorite kinds of peppers, and those are a great complement for this dish. We're also going to put in some mint, some salt, and a small onion. Okay. So for my pineapple, this is just a personal kind of preference, but we like to have it in kind of smaller pieces. So I'm going to make wedges about this shape. And I make a few of those wedges, and I stack them up, and then I slice those into thin pieces. So again, this is just a personal preference, but that's how I like to put that pineapple into my salsa. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this pineapple all cut up, and we'll join you back here in just a moment. So next I'm going to go ahead and cut up my cucumber. Now I know in our directions we say to go ahead, peel that cucumber, and then to cut it into the 1/2-inch pieces. But I leave the peel on the cucumber. There's a lot of nutrients in that peel, fiber, lots of good healthy stuff, and so I leave the peel on, and my family really has never noticed the difference about that. We always eat the peel on the cucumber. It's a personal preference. If you want to go ahead and peel that first, you're welcome to. But I'm just going to cut the end off of my cucumber here. I'm going to make it into my rounds, and then just to show you, don't need to see me cut the whole cucumber, I'm sure, but then I'm going to cut that into some strips, and hopefully it stays together a little better than that, but then do a 1/2 turn, cut those in half, and there's my cucumber slices for the salsa. Next I'm going to go ahead and I am going to chop up my pepper, and with this style of pepper, I always try to pick ones that are fairly straight. Some of these get kind of gnarly and difficult to cut, so I'm a little choosy about the ones that I'm picking here. If you have a really hot pepper, you'll want to wear gloves when you're doing this. But I'm going to just take the top off, and then I cut around to release that inner section. Again, if you're really hot, you'll want to have gloves on. I pop that out, and then I make a straight cut. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to I cut a little bit more of this membrane out here, and remove those seeds. A lot of the heat is in the seeds, actually, of these peppers. So I'm going to remove the seeds, and then I'm going to cut again so I can get some flatter pieces here, and cut these into strips. Seeds sticking to me there. And then from those strips, once I get these cut into some strips too, just kind of tiny strips. I don't like my peppers to be real big in this, because I think then you get a big chunk of heat, and you may not want that. And then I'm going to just line those all up, and I'm just going to keep my fingers out of the way and work back here and move back a little bit and make these little fine dices. So I'm going to do that with the other one, and go ahead and add that to my salsa as well. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and cut this onion. So I'm going to put on my onion goggles and get ready to go here. And get that bit of a peel. Okay, so get this layers out, the outer layers off here. And I'm going to go ahead and peel my onion down a little bit. And then I'm going to just do some chops here. Whoops, maybe take that one off too. And cut it into some fine pieces. Do a turn, and then just cut it the opposite direction after that turn to get a fine dice on my onion. Okay, so all that we have left to put in here is a little bit of our mint. So I have some fresh mint from the garden. It says about 2 tablespoons of the fresh chopped mint. I'm not going to measure exactly, but you can if you would like to. I'm just going to use my little herb snips and cut some of this into my salsa, and the mint is really excellent with the pineapple and the cucumber in there. Smells so fresh and lovely. So if you do not have fresh mint, you don't obviously have to put fresh mint in there. If you're going to use a dried herb or dried mint, you would want to use usually about 1/3 to 1/2 of what you would use of a fresh. So that would mean that you would use about 2 teaspoons to 1 tablespoon of that dried if you're going to go with that option instead. So here I'll just do one more leaf here if it wants to cooperate. And then I'm going to give this a good stir. Oh, got to put some salt in too, a little bit of salt. And I'm also going to add a tablespoon of lime juice to this. Now with this you could use fresh lime if you wanted to. This isn't something that we're going to be canning or anything like that, so you could use a fresh lime juice. I'm going to use a bottled lime juice, and again that lime is an excellent complement. So here's our salsa all done.